It's finally 2025, and if last year your life was anything like mine, you have gone through the ups, the downs, and the in betweens. But we thank God that we are here today to see a new year and to actually continue to pursue the goals that are on our hearts. So, in today's video, I want to have a heart to heart talk with you guys to talk about 2024, which was personally my flop era on social media, and also just all the lessons I've learned, and literally give an inside look into what my strategy will be for 2025 to improve on my 2024's performance. And maybe you guys, if you're a business owner or a content creator, you also can pull inspiration from my story, my lessons, my insights. So let's get right into it. I want to just give you like a little bit of context as to what I was dealing with in 2024, which is why I would have deemed it my flop era. First of all, your girl was very inconsistent last year on social media. It was literally the year in which I was trying to figure out my life, and by extension, figure out my business. I have dealt with grief, loss of relationships, gaining of new relationships, moving away, just trying to settle in life generally. And if you have been in business for a while, then you know that when your personal life is in shambles, then it often tends extended to your business life, especially if it's a case where you're doing everything on your own. Sad to say, this is one of the realities of being a solopreneur, especially when you're not as organized as you really should be. However, your girl did try, and as much as how I did not show up as much as I wanted to on Instagram and on TikTok, in the latter part of 2024, I finally shifted my content to focus on that which I was really passionate about. If you've been following me from the get-go of my channel, then you know that initially I started this channel as a Christian YouTuber, and while I still am a Christian and I still love my faith and I still want to share on my faith, I have also started to love this idea of content and how it can help businesses to grow and flourish. And so I'm so happy and proud of myself that I took the step to transition in my content and did not give in to the fear that, oh my God, persons may not enjoy this content or may possibly unsubscribe from my channel. And so thank you guys for all your support thus far on my videos, and I'm really happy for the feedback that I've gotten. So saying that to say, if last year was not the best year for you as a business owner, as a content creator, because you felt like you weren't consistent enough, you felt like you did not achieve the results that you genuinely wanted, this is me saying, hey, like, I'm right there with you. Don't beat up on yourself too hard. We all go through these seasons. We all go through these periods. It's really for us to give ourselves a reality check, take a step back, go back to the drawing board and see where in which we can improve and where in which our hearts truly are to help us to really achieve the dreams that we want and the goals that we consistently aspire to. And I guess that brings me to the first lesson that I learned from 2024, and that is to just be honest with myself. And in being honest with myself, I was able to give myself some level of grace and understand that the time that I need to figure my life out, to settle, yeah, there might be periods where I have to push through the difficulties and do things anyhow, but taking a step back to have the mental health days are just important. Taking the step to go into therapy is just as important, because I'll reap the benefits later on. As you go into this year, make sure that you give yourself a reality check. Look at where it is that you are and be honest with yourself about what you truly can manage and realistically can manage to do while still trying to achieve your goals and your dreams for this year. It doesn't make sense you set super high goals when it's not realistic to where you are in life right now. And I know it can be difficult because you don't want to play it small, right? You want to take those big steps, but it takes small steps to actually achieve big steps. And if it is that you can't jump right now, maybe you can take a small step forward, and I promise you that will still be just as fruitful as jumping to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. With lesson one being me needing to give myself a reality check, being honest with myself about what it is that I can realistically manage right now, it allowed me to actually set realistic goals, and in so doing, I also was able to set a realistic and practical workflow that I found has really helped me to remain consistent since the latter part of 2024, and you guys can attest to that, that I have been consistently putting out content. And for me, that was learning how to plan ahead. Now the truth is, I can't tell you that my life is completely settled to where I want it to be right now, but in me giving myself the reality check that I did and having a practical workflow that was true to me, I was able to plan ahead in my content efforts. And in being able to plan ahead in my content efforts, I was able to remain consistent. And so the small steps that I began to take in that process is helping me to take the big leap forward. And so that's lesson number 2. Like, forging a practical workflow for yourself is super important, and a key part of that is learning how you can plan ahead with the things that you need to do, even if it feels like your life is currently in shambles and you're still not fully settled. Look into the pockets of time that you may have. Some of you watching my videos may also have a 9-to-5 job while aspiring to push out more content for your business or push out more content for your personal brand. I'm encouraging you to look for the pockets of time that you can throughout your days, throughout your weekends, and try to come up with a realistic workflow that can work for you and suit you and your lifestyle. So that's pretty important. I have some of them written down right here, so let's get right into it. The first thing I'm gonna make sure I do in 2025 when it comes on to my social media, and when it comes on to my social media strategy, literally is going to remind me of lesson number 1, but believe it or not, it's learning how to seize the moments in time and to not overthink things. Oftentimes we overthink things before we publish it, right? Because imagine you're going to record something, you're going to put it online, you're thinking about your reputation, you're thinking about brand quality, you're thinking about what someone is going to say who literally knows you, who works with you, who are friends with you. And all these different thoughts come in your head before you click publish on that post, that the next thing you know, you've been overthinking this post for the past 3 weeks. And now it's no longer relevant to make that post anyway, or you're just completely demotivated entirely. If this has happened to you before, once again, I can relate. The next thing I'm doing to improve my social media performance this year is to focus primarily on video-based content. Now, I've begun to clean up my Instagram page, my business Instagram page. Previously, I had a ton of carousels, posts, and single graphics. And I'm not saying that these types of content are no longer relevant per se. What I'm just saying is, personally for me, I want to focus on video-based content, and that's why I've been so focused on YouTube, and I'm going to start integrating that more into my social media channel. And this brings me to the next thing that I'm going to be doing for 2025, and that is to focus only on 2 to 3 platforms of my choice. YouTube being the premier one, and as I mentioned before, Instagram and TikTok also being 2 of my premier channels. I'm also over on LinkedIn, but that's more for a B2B approach. So if you guys are also over there, be sure to connect with me. Now, why is it important that you decide how many platforms you want to focus on? This is important for sustainability and consistency, so that you don't get burnout, and so that you also are able to give each platform the type of attention it needs. Remember how I said earlier in this video that one of the lessons I learned was learning how to be practical with your workflow and being honest with yourself with what you can manage. If realistically for you, putting out content for YouTube, putting out content for TikTok, for Instagram is just too much, then you should focus only on one platform. Just because I'm focusing on 2 to 3 platforms doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do the same. And I know it's easier said than done, because a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, I also want to build an audience over here. Oh my gosh, I also want to nurture an audience over here. I feel like I'm going to be left behind if I'm not on TikTok, if I'm not on Instagram. I still want you to think about sustainability and consistency. So if you can only realistically double down on one social media channel, then focus on that until you can slowly integrate another one into your strategy. This is super, super important. The final thing that I'm going to be doing to improve my social media performance for 2025 is to focus more on community building rather than vanity metrics. I'm not gonna lie, I used to feel so insecure at the fact that I don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram, that I don't have 100K subscribers on YouTube, that I'm not averaging 50,000 likes online. These are all what we call vanity metrics, the optics, things that looks good, things that make you and other people who look on your page think, oh my gosh, this person is so successful. Oh my gosh, they're making a lot of money in their business. But the truth is, vanity metrics only mean so little depending on your business goals. If your business goals for, let's say, a news corporation, then vanity metrics are going to be a bit more important because you want to know that people are engaging with the content. You want to know that you're actually growing because that gives you a sense of visibility. However, if for a smaller based company, your key metrics are conversions, then if I want to get 5 likes but 10 sales, for me, that's also being successful. And so for this year, I'm going to focus on community building because personally for me, that's very, very important to my business. And it's also the core of social. I find that as I begin to look into the trends for this year and onwards, social media apps are focused more on community. It's really about how you can get people to like your brand and to continue conversations around your brand with the advantage of them potentially buying from you. But that shouldn't always be the first priority, even if you're a business. And it sounds kind of counterproductive, but it really depends on how you structure your strategy to be flexible enough to be able to kind of appeal to both sides. If you have a strong community, if you have a very loyal community, then selling to that community is not really a problem because they already believe in you. They already believe in the products that you offer. They already believe in your brand. So focusing on how you can provide value to persons, focusing on how they can literally get enriched in their lives, in their businesses, through your products, through your services, through your business, will in return naturally create a consistent sales conversion and a sale funnel for your business anyhow. And in 2025, I'm going to double down on that. And that's why I'm happy to announce that I have a series of free webinars that's going to be rolling out this year. You guys should follow me on my Instagram page and also check out the links in my description box so that you can stay up to date on these upcoming webinars. A bunch of freebies are also coming up because, like I said, I really want to provide value to business owners this year. I really want to build that community with content being the core of that. And there you have it. That was my 2024 reflection and my go-to plan for 2025 in a quick snapshot. I just want to say, I know sometimes we can be very hard on ourselves during this time of the year when we're looking ahead, when we're feeling like we didn't achieve enough from the year before, but not all hope is lost. We still have this year. The fact that you're still alive today says that there's still another chance. There's still a chance to get it right. And so just be very honest with yourself. Be practical. Try to focus where you can and try to give yourself the wins and the grace where you can. I hope you guys pull a lot of inspiration from this. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comment box below. I can't wait to hear your feedback, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe and also give this video a like if you enjoyed so that YouTube will recommend it to like-minded users. Thank you guys so much again for watching. This was Chanella and I'm now tuning out. I see you in my next video. Bye.